Jade Cargill makes official debut in WWE, teaming up with Naomi and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch is so mad, she's keep picking fights with Mami. Toni Storm kisses Mariah May, or was it basically her kissing herself? Steph DeLander makes surprise return to TNA, becoming #1 contender, and the Fairy Godmother Natalya is back in NXT, this time for Lola Vice. Welcome everyone to Ring the Bell. This is DS and this is your Women's Wrestling Weekly. This weekend, can you believe it, is the WrestleMania 40 weekend. We're here already, guys, and your boy is really hustling. I was at Indiana this weekend interviewing the legendary Mickie James for another Top 5 Moments interview, as well as a very special interview with Mariah May, the glamour of AEW. Those interviews are a bit timely, so they will be expedited delivery post-Mania. Peel your eyes open, subscribe if you haven't yet, but there's also a lot more interviews coming out to Ring the Bell just in general, so get ready for those and let's jump to SmackDown. So WWE SmackDown decided to mother, serve, deliver, slay, all the different verbs, because they were like, oh shit, forgot WrestleMania's this weekend. Let's give women's wrestling fans some treats. Let's get some last minute ticket sales off of those women's wrestling fans. Yeah, we got some really good stuff this week. So we first got Jade Cargill make her debut on SmackDown. She didn't even say much. She said WWE has one of the best female rosters in the world. One of, I guess she didn't want to say the best, and gives the weather update saying that the storm has arrived. That red breastplate with the knee-high boots and the lighting hitting her, making her look like a goddess, a statuesque. It was just really everything. Then we got this Io Sky promo. Yes, she can speak. I'm glad WWE finally let Io speak and speak freely in Japanese. People are so used to watching stuff in subtitles anyway. It's second nature to most people at this point. Squid Game was like one of the most watched Netflix shows of all time. I'm glad WWE realized that subtitling is fine, and Io finally got to show her promo skills. Her cadence, emotions, her facial expressions were just so on point, giving some anime villain vibe. I mean, who knew? Who knew she was such a strong promo? She really looked and felt like the champion here. The charisma was just oozing, and after she was done with the interview, Bayley comes in to attack the champion, and she did my absolute video producer's worst nightmare, using filming equipment to fight Bayley. These are expensive equipment, throwing lights at her. The video producer in me is screaming, but also these lights can be really hot, you guys. You need to be careful. But outside of that, I loved it. I loved it so much. Like, put some respect on this feud, and both the promo in Io's native tongue and the brawl that followed in the whole BTS setup, I think was just like a really big success. I was very happy about it. For the main event, we had Bianca Belair versus Dakota Kai singles match. Main event, Dakota already main eventing twice since returning, and before the match, we see Dakota Kai going, what did Jade even do other than just standing around? And we also see Bianca Belair and Naomi backstage in the locker room, and their sisterhood, their connection, the chemistry is honestly better than 90% of the tag teams that we have right now. It just feels so authentic and genuine. And I freaking love the Bob's reference with the hair. Booyah, that was so cool. And this match was really fun between the two. Dakota put on a heck of a fight against Bianca, but at the end, Bianca hits Dakota with the superplex followed by KOD for the win, but she is immediately attacked by Damage Control. Then Naomi runs out for a save, but numbers game eventually catches up, and the crowd was chanting for Bayley, but it is Jade Cargill who came out in this beautiful nude illusion bodysuit. The illusion was like done so right. I saw some of the fans, I'm guessing like straight men who doesn't really know fashion, that was losing their minds like, this is not PG! And she destroys all 3 Damage Control members. Bigfoot, pop-up powerbomb, and Jaded aka Glam Slam on Kyrie looked so effortless. And this confirmed the third women's match on the WrestleMania card, Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. And that photo of them just pointing at Mania sign together, the power that photo has, oh my god, I need that framed somewhere. It was just next level, like mind blowing. I love this so much, and honestly, I know this all came together so last minute. I know that some of you guys are not very happy about that, but I am not mad about it at all. From last week to this week, they did this match right by having like, I don't know, like 4 to 5 segments per show for 2 weeks straight. And I'm almost like more excited about this match than the other match because they did such a good job with the build in very short time. Like, kudos to the creative team. This also shows that if WWE wants to, they can totally build some juicy storylines in a very short time, aka 2 weeks. So they really got no excuses for some of the lazy booking with the other 2 matches. But anyway, for this match, I'm very excited. The build was amazing. I'm very satisfied. Oh, and blink and miss, but SmackDown GM Nick Aldis runs into Isla Dawn, and Alba fire, and Isla was like trying to get Nick's attention, saying she wants some change with the music and lines or whatever. Like, and Alba just like drags Isla out. I really don't even know what this was about. Was this a build for maybe tag turmoil match at WrestleMania? I'm not sure. By the way, this segment really grabbed attention on Twitter because there is this screen grab that got me screaming, and Nick's wife, aka the legendary Mickie James, is now feuding with Isla over Twitter, having some fun. And if this is how Mickie returns to WWE, I'll be so down for it. And Tiffany Stratton had a promo package, her laying in the pool, and it shows her like gymnastic days, highlights from NXT. This could have been very generic promo video, but the thing is, Tiffany Stratton is a freaking star. And she was like, "You uggos, I have 2 words for you, lip fillers." And I was like, damn. Lip filler. Is it a coincidence though? Ash by Elegance, aka Dana Brooke, got dragged on Twitter this week for trying to play up her heel character against Tiffany, which I feel so bad for Ash. And then she showed up on Impact this week recovering from lip filler or whatever. And this promo package, Tiffany was recommending lip fillers for Uggo. So I'm like, this is like wild coincidence. All right, ring the bell WrestleMania hangout announcement for people that's gonna be in Philadelphia this weekend. We had so much fun getting together before Royal Rumble in January, so we are doing it again. So if you're around in Philly, Friday, coming out with us, with me and your fellow women's wrestling fans, 10 p.m. at U-Bar in Midtown Village. It's gonna be so fun. The address is down below right here. I'll be coming right after ROH Supercard of Honor, and we'll be drinking, gossiping, dancing, make WrestleMania predictions. See you there and bring your friends. And if you're looking for last-minute WrestleMania tickets, this is not even sponsored. Go check out Game Time. I think their pricing is actually like the most reasonable out of all the services, and you get 20% off with the code RINGTHEBELL. Just a pro tip for you guys. But see you guys on Friday. On Raw, we got Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile versus impressive Indy Hartwell and the walking internet troll Candice LeRae. I have to mention Maxine's gear looked so expensive, so fashion. I loved it. She's really starting fashion on weekly TV. I wonder if she was supposed to wear this at Mania. I also love that awkward interaction with Candice and Indy during their entrance. They're like, So this time we get to see a little bit more of offense from Ivy Nile, which I did appreciate. And when Ivy gets on top rope, Candice plays dirty again and shoves her off from the top. And Indy gets a note about this, so they're having like a conversation in the middle of the match. And using this opportunity, Maxine drop kicks Indy and Candice and rolls Indy up for the win, getting Candice pissed as hell, calling Indy shameful, embarrassing. I really wonder what this means for 2. I honestly think they should stick together. I think they complement each other really, really well. So hopefully Indy will also walk the dark path with Candice. This was fun. Satisfied. Then we got this Becky Lynch promo, and she is mad. We saw that earlier in the day. She stormed into Rhea Ripley recording some podcast, and Molly Holly dressed up as a producer. The podcast producer had to like hold her back. Love the Hall of Fame cameo. Becky is mad as hell, and she's like, F the WrestleMania match. We're gonna fight right now, right here. Let's end it right here. But like, even the crowd knows that's not gonna happen here. And Adam Pearce comes out to stop Becky. But then Rhea Ripley comes out. She pierces through dozens of security guards and lunges at Becky, starting a huge brawl. Becky even like jumps on top of everyone from the top rope to the outside. That was cool. And we see even after the commercial break, they are still brawling backstage with tons of people just pulling them apart. And I was like, can they just be arrested like WrestleMania 35? We want that. The brawl itself was brutal, and I see both Rhea and Becky giving their all here. They're seriously giving their best with what's given to them. But the first thing that came to my mind when Becky was walking out was like, why is she so mad? I was seriously confused if Rhea said something awful during the podcast or something, but I guess it's just the continued anger from last week when Rhea says Becky's daughter would call her mommy. Doesn't everyone call Rhea mommy right now? Also, in WWE context, was that really that bad? I mean, Trish called her daughter dumb, Natalya beat Ronda Rousey with baby stroller, and didn't Miz like throw a baby at one point? Didn't Mae Young give birth to a hand? I'm hesitantly saying this, but even this last brawl before WrestleMania, while Becky and Rhea was giving their all physically, seemed a bit shallow, unfortunately. Like their animosity felt so forced, and I really hate saying this because I think WWE Creative could have done a lot more for them, but maybe they just felt comfortable and complacent given that they are the top 2 stars in WWE. The match will slap either way, but I'm still kind of like, ugh, I want a little more. Then we got the 6-women tag match with Damage Control coming to Raw. They wanted to show that they are indeed the most dominant women's faction in history, and they battled a team of Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Tegan Knox? Okay. This match had its moment, like the triple German and synchronized knees to Damage Control was cool, but you know what this match was all about. It's about giving Damage Control a victory before a Mania match that they are clearly losing. Dakota and Tegan's interactions were fun, a little bit of a throwback to their history, and following the corner big boot, Kairi hits insane elbow on Tegan to pin her. It's kind of funny that even the commentaries keep saying that the Damage Control is the most dominant women's faction ever, but they like lose all the big matches anyway, including the recent War Games match. Nobody thinks they're winning anyway, so maybe I would have appreciated more if like Jade came to Raw. This match was random as hell, and you know even WWE creative team was like, whatever, let's just give Damage Control a win before WrestleMania. And never say never until SmackDown, but it seems like so far they're not gonna announce a fourth match. No women's battle royale. Is Nia and Liv really not going to be at WrestleMania? What? Moving to WWE NXT, we got promos from both Roxanne Perez and Lyra Valkyria before their NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver championship match. Both promos were edited, written, produced really well. Lyra reminding us that she defeated Becky Lynch to win this title, and she says Roxanne actually did lose the title at that leather match, which is so true now that you talk about it. But I really loved Roxanne's promo. Her just disgusted by her Disney Channel days. She's like, old Roxanne can't come to the phone right now because she's dead. Then we got Jasmine Nix versus Thea Hale match. Thea came out with her Chase U entrance, which I freaking loved. And Jasmine Nix, I think this is her first televised match, and she looked so good. Her gear was so hot. Loved her little respect my boundary entrance move, and her soccer kick was so wild. JC Jane was accompanying her, and she did a really great job outside. She distracted the Chase U members and got them kicked out from the ringside by the referee. JC and Thea then has this emotional screaming match. I thought you were my friend. We were never friends. And she slaps Thea while Jasmine was distracting the referee, letting Jasmine roll Thea up. But Thea is a strong, grown-ass lady, and she locks Jasmine into Kimura lock to tap her out and even snaps her arm afterwards. Post-match, JC, Izzy, and Kiana comes out to all attack Thea, but Kalani Jordan and Fallon Henley come out for a save, standing tall. This was a fun match with tons of fun character work. I'm very satisfied, and great debut for Jasmine. Excited to see more from her. And Thea and JC are really delivering with this breakup storyline. I'm loving it. Then a huge surprise match. So Lola Vice comes out for this open challenge. She says nobody, nada, can take this Latina heat. Then Natalya comes out to accept the challenge, which Lola was like fully gagged about. Also, why was Booker T shading Natalya? Why is she dressed up like this? What the f? Natty says she sees a lot of potential in Lola, but she's loved to kick her ass. And Lola just like jumps on her, starting this match really hot. And whenever Fairy Godmother Natalya arrives in NXT, you know she's going to deliver some magic. I loved the battle of submissions between the Natty and Lola, both submission specialists. That sharpshooter reversal into ankle lock and Lola licking on Natty's foot was definitely something. Really smooth, and Lola looked really strong with her strikes. Then Carmen Petrovich comes out to support cheer Natty, and I was like, what is going on? And then I remember last week Lola randomly came to insult Carmen backstage. I was like, I guess that's what it was. And at the end, Natalya dodges Lola's roundhouse kick and rolls her up for the win. And the fact that Natalya had a roll-up win over Lola was huge. That itself was a huge win for Lola. This was a great match. I'm very satisfied. Love that Natalya really continues to put over newer talents like this. She's truly a legend. And we got this promo from Sol Ruca talking about her road to recovery, and she warns Blair Davenport, whose storyline injured her, you tore my ACL and I'll be snatching your soul. And I even like the last shot of her looking at the camera, like kind of eerie. She looks like she's gonna snatch my soul and bank account. And then Blair Davenport responds to this promo saying that she's gonna take Soul out again. Let's move to AEW. On Dynamite, we had Fatal 4-Way match with the winner to get the TBS Championship opportunity against Julia Hart. We got Chris Statlander versus Willow Nightingale versus Sky Blue versus Anna Jay, with Mercedes Monday looking like CEO with this beautiful rainbow pastel hair as a guest commentator. Her commentary was like really funny. I love seeing her like gasping over some of the big moves, like that Willow slamming Sky onto the apron and her just hating on Willow, saying she has unfinished business. Granted, Willow was also totally poking on the bear. This match was fun. I really liked the sequence of Code Blue to like the sit-up backbreaker, then Anna hitting Gory Bomb onto Sky on the floor. That was all very cool. Then we teased a face-off between the two besties, Willow and Stat, but Sky Blue breaks it off, and at the end, And as Anna was fighting off Steph and throws her out of the ring, Willow comes in from the back and hit Babe with the powerbomb to pick up a win. And immediately after the match, Julia Hart attacks her new #1 contender with the belt and has a stare down with Mercedes Moné. This match was fun. I love how AEW is like weaving through all these different feuds and relationships into this one match. I can't wait to see what Mercedes would do at AEW Dynasty. I'm very satisfied. On Rampage, we had 2 squash matches. Deonna Purrazzo with Rose, who was barefoot. Deonna just like flipped her around and put her in a Fujiwara armbar for the submission victory. Then we had Toni Storm versus Nikita, but Mariah substituted for Toni because she's wearing Toni Storm outfit. Anyway, Toni says she's like injured her hamstring for a reason she won't dare to tell us. So I don't know. Is that like a sexual innuendo I don't know about? And Mariah kind of toys around Nikita until she hits her with Toni Storm classic headbutt and hip attack, and she hits Mayday for the win in 7 minutes. I think both matches did their jobs, so satisfied. Oh, and I guess the latest developments from Ruby and Saraya feud is really nothing to do with Ruby and Saraya. So Angela Parker, Ruby's boyfriend, comes to attack Zack Knight, Saraya's brother. Then Ruby gets all mad at Angelo for being all violent. Maybe because he was supposed to be recovering from this. I'm not sure. I don't really know what the hell is going on with this storyline, but I really thought we were getting a big Saraya versus Ruby Soho feud. I'm confused about that. Maybe they're saving it for All In. On Collision, we had Thunder Rosa versus Lady Frost. Thunder Rosa, I think, has one of the coolest entrances in the industry right now. That gear to the Titantron, to the energy that she's serving, and with the very classic AEW booking, it is very obvious that Rosa is here to pick up a win from Lady Frost, but Lady Frost really impressed here. I mean, yeah, she failed her keep up battle. That was kind of embarrassing, but I think it was almost like a kick in her own ass, and she like really went overboard with that cartwheel air raid crash. So beautiful. She even did this corner leg scissors that looks just spectacular. She was so good here that fans who were like initially chanting for Thunder Rosa earlier in the match, they were all chanting Lady Frost by the end of the match. It was just impressive to see. But this is Thunder Rosa's moment, as we all know, and she hits backstabber followed by Tijuana Bomb for the win in 9 minutes. And after the win, Thunder Rosa cuts this whole promo. She doesn't even need a microphone. She's talking in front of the camera, and she calls Tony Antonio. She's coming for her. This was fun. This was a fun match. I'm satisfied. And I guess this win and Mariah's win on Rampage makes them #1 and #2 on the whole ranking system that's back. So from that, we learned that we get Thunder Rosa versus Mariah May match for the title shot at Dynasty. And Toni Storm turns on Mariah and was like, wow, this is what you've been planning. This is what you've been planning all along, and kisses her. Full-on lesbo kisses her out of nowhere, saying Mariah is a genius. She says, I see myself in you and I love me. This was so good. Not just because it's unhinged and gay. I love that too, don't get me wrong. But the storyline progression is so good here. Toni Storm ignored and didn't even recognize Mariah May for months. But she started adoring, loving her since Mariah started dressing up like her. She is a total narcissist. And it is amazing character storyline development. I absolutely love it. Even like Gunther's reaction to it, so good. I don't know if Dynasty is when this storyline will blossom. Seems a bit early yet, but I am so here for the ride. By the way, I auditioned for Club Venus, doing Club Venus dance in front of Mariah, so that interview will be coming out with the dance challenge after Mania. Look out for that. It's coming very, very soon. But the interview with Mariah, you guys will freaking love her because I love her. She's a diva stan. She's amazing. Moving to TNA Impact, this was actually a really fun episode because we had this like really cool 8-4-1 match for the shot at Knockouts Championship. I learned so much about these like new matches through TNA. So this match goes like, it starts as 8-person tag match, and then the winning team of 4 people gets into a fatal 4-way match. So we have Ash by Elegance, Isaiah Brookside, Rosemary, and Danny Luna in one team versus Havoc, Jody Threat, Masha Slamovich, and Alicia Edwards in one team. So as you see, some of the tag teams were split into 2 teams, so there were some dynamics there. And then Ash by Elegance comes out with this like ice pack around her face, and her handler announces that she can't compete in this match due to lip filler recovery. Lip filler. So she's just out here to watch the match from the side. Then she was replaced with a surprise entrant, Steph DeLander, previously known as Persia Parada of NXT, who's been killing it in the indie scene. This is her second appearance on TNA, I think. And I think this was awesome because it's too early for Ash to be with Jordynne. So this 8-women tag match ends pretty abruptly with Luna rolling up Masha Slamovich in an inside cradle for the win. Pretty quick match to move to the second portion of the match. So this turned the match into a fatal 4-way between Steph DeLander, Zaya Brookside, Rosemary, and Danny Luna. But then again, it quickly turned into one-on-one match because angry Masha Slamovich, who's just losing her mind about losing over and over to Daniel Luna, attacks Danny right from the start, laying her out. Then Rosemary crashes into Xia Brookside, who flies off to Ash by Elegance watching the match, and she just gets pissed off and shoves Xia into the ring post, effectively taking her out of this match too. Then all of a sudden, Matt Cardona comes in from the crowd to hit Rodeo Silence on Rosemary, letting Steph DeLander hit TKO on her for the win, becoming the #1 contender. Matt and Steph are a team in GCW from what I know. I mean, I love this. I really didn't expect who would be the one to be facing Jordynne next. I was just wondering that last week. Here's the answer, and it's a really fresh one. And I've been seeing Steph absolutely killing it in GCW and other indie shows, so I'm really excited to see what she's going to bring with Jordynne Grace. So I'm very satisfied, and I also really enjoyed some of the storytelling they got to do throughout this match. It was really great. All right, that is it for this last weekly review before WrestleMania 40. I will be in town from Thursday to Monday. I'm going to both nights of WrestleMania. I'll be at WrestleCon. I'm trying to get into ROH because they just announced 3 huge women's matches, and I have Stardom tickets. I'm trying to go if they let me. And if you're in town and want to hang out, make sure to check out. This is the information for our Ring the Bell hangout. It's fun time as always, so looking to see some of you guys there. And to see what I'm up to this weekend, follow me on Instagram at DSShin and Ring the Bell DS on Twitter. And I'll see you next time. Bye!